this paper, get this cake up. Gotta do my hair, gotta put on makeup.
Welcome back. Welcome back to my show. I am Keisha Gay. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. Calm down. Okay, that's enough. Welcome back. It is 2016. It's a great year. Everybody's repping 2016 for some apparent reason. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for pressing play. I was going to do it live, but I'll probably do the next show live. Just, stay tuned for it. I'm going to do it once a week now. I'm going to try my best to keep going and just do it once a week so I can keep it repetitive so you guys got something to look forward to. I noticed that when I watch a TV show, I look forward to the next week to see what's going on. So hopefully y'all do that thing for me too, the same way. My show is about the battle between God and Mr. Satan. There is a battle. It is a battle. And first of all, I'm not a Bible pusher. I don't push the Bible. I'm not a Bible bully. I don't push the Bible in that way. What it is for me is I was not raised in a church. I wasn't raised in a church at all. I actually am the type of person that found it during circumstances. Circumstance meaning like certain things happen and then you start talking to God or whatever the case may be. So that's how I found it. And I started valuing it and my relationship and turning the relationship to a real good relationship at every point that matters. Also started seeing myself in a different light. Started seeing my negative attributes per se, the things that I was not happy with within myself, like my attitude, me getting mad, things of that nature. I have to work on so many things about myself. Not being pessimistic. A pessimist is not really a good thing, so I don't even know why people claim it. There's certain people that claim it. I see it. I claim good. Try to stay positive. With a mental positive attitude, you have a positive life. I've been reading about that lately. So I strive for that. Strive to be successful in that way. Now, I want to tell you about a story. This happened a month ago, 4 weeks ago. I'm thinking 4 weeks ago. I got some paperwork on it. So, yeah. So, yeah, this happened a month ago, exactly. Now, one night, and I want you to listen carefully to this. One night, I had a great day, I guess. Before I went to bed, I stepped outside in my backyard. I looked around, and I felt blessed. I felt grateful. I looked around, I felt grateful. I don't know what came over me, but every time it comes over me to thank God, I thank God. All right? That's what I do. And, again, I'm not a Bible pusher. I do curse a lot. So that don't mean I can't thank God. For those who, are going to equate that I'm supposed to be perfect, I'm not. But so I thank God a lot that night. That night was like, all praises to you. Thank you so much for everything. I started going down the line of the things that I was thankful for. Well, guess what happened? There's always an opposite for everything. Okay? Before I continue my story. For there's a cold, there's a hot. For there's a good, there's a bad. For there's a push, there's a pull. The next morning, every morning I do the same thing. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning with my alarm on, about to take the kids to schools. Kids got to be at school at 7. Sometimes in Las Vegas, it's cold in the morning time because it's a desert. The desert gets cold at night until during the day. For those who don't understand, that's the reason why I'm just being specific with it. Every morning, when it is a cold morning, I turn my car on. I warm my car up. It's in my driveway. Not in my garage, in my driveway. I leave my garage door open while I warm my car up. Get the kids ready. They downstairs eating breakfast. So it's like, I stepped out at 6:47. I looked at the time for some reason. I turned my car on to warm it up so we can, take 10 minutes. We walk out because we're leaving by 7. This particular morning, which is the morning after the praises, my car was stolen. Somebody got into my car within 10 minutes in the morning time. Number one, No one walks down my street in the morning time like that. I live in a cul-de-sac. So the street next to my street is a street that people may drive on, but I live in a cul-de-sac. Only people that's walking around that morning is kids to go to school. Even though my kids go to school earlier than the other kids. Stay with me with this story. So my car was stolen. Let me ask you, how you think I felt about that? No, for real. Like, how do you think I felt about that? Let me explain how I felt. I felt violated. I was emotionally fucked up behind this situation. I was mentally messed up behind this situation. I went down a list of, damn, why me? I did the why me thing. And I'm usually I don't throw pity parties. I don't invite people to it. I don't throw them. It's not something I do. Why me? I went to the list. I'm a good person. I pay my bills on time. I go to work every day. I went through the list of things that I do good. I promise you. I ain't gonna lie. I was really like debating with God and why. Okay, I do things for other people. I'm very unselfish. I'm serious. Like this is me. Like going down the list. Why me? Why put me into a bind? So I walked out. My car was missing. I looked around. I was like, oh man, is this a joke? I went upstairs. And my kid's mom was upstairs, and I was like, my car got stolen. And she was like, you're joking. And I was like, no. Good thing that her car was still here, so she took the kids to school. And then I filed a claim with my insurance Progressive. That was another thing. They pissed me off too. They try to catch me in lies and think that I did some criminal activities. They so corny. They don't understand. They're the dumbest people that I've ever spoke to. I apologize, God. Please forgive me. But in that moment, I grew angrier because what made things different is that I was working on myself. I was working on my faith, like heavy. I'm talking about, I was walking in a room expecting great things to happen. That's the type of, I was like seriously, I was like walking in a room like this, like just good things is about to happen to me no matter what you think. Like I was doing that prior to this situation. Like I expected nothing but great things to occur. My life is wonderful. No matter what happens, I'm going to see it in a positive. This is the thing that impacted me the most. Out of all the bad things that happened, everything was so much more lower than that I reacted so much more positive than that. So it was like, okay, it turned me back to where I used to be. Not so far that I'm gone, but to the point that I'm acting out. I'm being negative. I'm saying negative shit. I'm looking at people like, I don't even talk about people. I'm talking about people. I've changed the way that I acted at work towards my fellow employees and my coworkers. I even changed that into a positive because, when you work with people and you spend a lot of time with people, sometimes, y'all bring the negative out of each. I stopped doing that. I walked away from conversations that can turn bad. I stopped. Oh my God. After that, I was staying in these conversations. I was trying to provoke people. I was being so combative. But the thing about it is this. Let me tell you how cold this is. If you follow what I'm saying, and I'm telling you this for a reason, but if you follow what I'm saying, let me tell you how cold it is. Because of where I was prior to that situation, and I was aware of who I was and who I was becoming. After that situation, I saw myself doing these negative things. So before I changed, you couldn't see that you were that I was being negative. I couldn't see, not you, I'm saying. I couldn't see myself being negative. I thought that was normal. After my change, I saw myself doing it, and I kept on saying, Keisha, why you acting like this? Why you acting like this? And the thing is that shit triggered. It triggered something in me to push me a couple feet, how you put it? Not a couple of feet, because it's not feet, obviously. It pushed me back. It pushed me a couple of levels back. But it didn't take me back to where I was, where I was unconscious to what was happening. Now I'm so conscious of when I am acting negative that I spark in my brain, why are you acting like this? But I was still acting like this, and that was the fucking problem. So he got me. He got me. Who got me? The devil. The devil. He basically, he came for me. He came for me. Now, he comes when he picks at your weakest point. Now, this is me. This is my analyzation. This is not a book that I read. You know what I'm saying? Even the Bible says it at certain points. And actually, yes, it is. It is in Battlefield of the Mind. I read that book. So yeah, it was in that book also. So, but I noticed it, like, he came for me. He came for me. He put me in a position where I was weak. And he said to me, basically, he murmured, he whispered, "So Keith, you gonna praise God now? I took your car. I made somebody walk into your driveway and drive away with your car when you was about to drop the kids off." That's how I hear him talking to me. I think he's smoking. He all black. He looked like a mobster. That's how I see him right now. That's how I see him. I was gone. I told you I was mentally gone. Seriously. And what you gonna do now? So I was mad. I cried a few times. I was like, man, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And it wasn't what I'm doing wrong. It's all the things I was doing right. And he tested it. And I wasn't able to speak on this until now, because I had to reflect on it and get past certain things. So I was hitting by all angles. I was being hit at because of insurance company trying to come at me like, what did you do? You're trying to get this done because, I basically stole my own car so they can pay for my mechanical work to get done. They're the dumbest people ever. I can't even believe it. I've owned my car for 8 years now, and I own it. It's mine. Like, I'm not paying any payments, but they corny like that. Anyways, and then then my ego and my pride. Somebody stepped in my house, stepped in my driveway, and stole my. I was on some bullshit. I was like, seriously, I was on some bullshit. What I'm saying is, to sum it up, I told a story. Is that shit's gonna happen? And the more grateful you are, the more appreciative you are of what God's done for you. Your higher person has done for you, whatever you want to call them, Jah, Allah, God, whatever you want to call them, because they all got different names to different religion, right? Whatever you want to call them, just know that with God, there is an opposition. And the opposition does not stop. And the opposition goes to the weakest point of who you are. And for that being said, whatever you struggle with the most, identify it and work on it. Make it stronger, because that is where you're going to be targeted at. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you go to the gym, just using that, you have a whole anatomy. You have your whole body. And your arms are nice, your legs are nice, but your stomach isn't. So work on your weakest point instead of just working on your strong arms and your strong legs. Work on your stomach, because that's where you get targeted the most, obviously. The food goes there the most, and it turns into fat. That's where he's going to target you the most, to weaken you, to weaken your way of looking at life, to weaken what you have built. So it is a battlefield. And like Joyce Meyer says, it's a battlefield of the mind. Your mind takes you where you need to be. What you think you are. What you think you are, you are. You know what I'm saying? So strengthen your mind if you can. And if you go through something like this that I've been through, you got to pray yourself out of it. I was acting out and I was being negative. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I did not want to talk to my mom. I did not want to talk to anybody. And no one, because I felt a certain way. I'm getting over it. But at the end of the day, I have to understand that what I'm building, he doesn't like. What I'm trying to turn into, he doesn't like. He knows the kid that I used to be in my teenage years, 15,